Well, that is a huge result for Wolverhampton Wanderers. It's Everton 1, Wolves 2. In a performance which wasn't great, it wasn't vintage, but it was enough for Julen Lopetegui to get his first win in the Premier League as Wolves manager in his first Premier League game. Absolutely massive. Really, really happy with that result overall for Wolves. You could see how much it meant to the players, the team, the staff, and obviously the fans that were there at Goodison Park today to get all 3 points. I think a draw would have been an okay result. Probably that was all we deserved based on our overall performance. But to grab that late goal, Ait-Nouri again, is obviously absolutely massive for Wolves. We quickly look at the team that Wolves started. We saw Jose Sarr starting goal. The back four, which we expected, which was Bueno, Collins, Kilman and Semedo. Hodge kept his place in the midfield with Neves and Moutinho. And Pedence, Hwang and Diego Costa started as our front three today. I thought, the first moments of the game, Everton obviously keeping a lot of the ball, but we're quite sloppy with it at times. And I thought we could, take advantage of that. But their first goal came from a corner, which I think was defended pretty poorly by Wolves. I've got to question, I know Everton have got some very big players, including their midfielders, but I've got to question why Hugo Bueno was marking Yerry Mina and João Moutinho was marking their other centre-back, James Tarkowski. Mina in the end gets the goal. I think Bueno was very weak in the challenge. He goes flying. Doesn't look like there was much contact from Yerry Mina, and obviously he heads home. We've got to be doing better, making it more difficult for the attacking players in those sequences of play. And then we thought, it's just going to be the same old Wolves, didn't we? Things. Like I said, we weren't remarkable today. We had really good sequences of play, and I thought one of the good sequences was actually our goal as well. We saw it once or twice against Gillingham, just little clever pieces of play from the set pieces, and we saw that again today, and I thought this was a really nice move from Wolves. Corner in, finds its way onto the edge of the area from João Moutinho. Delightful dink back into the air, and it's a good finish from Daniel Pedence as well, who's really needed that goal, and so did the whole squad really. Gave us a lift with just, like I said, little areas in that first half, but both teams so sloppy, so many little mistakes. We had our own play in the short corner. Within 30 seconds, Neal Maupay ends up through on goal against Jose Sarr. Luckily, we did enough to get rid of it. Diego Costa had his own half chance in and around the area with a header just slightly away from him, so couldn't get much of a clean contact. But the longer the game went on, we saw Lopetegui change things in the second half. We saw Rayan Ait-Nouri come on for Hugo Bueno. Bueno, I didn't think had a phenomenal game. He's been catapulted into the team and done so well since he broke into the team. I think two of these performances was bound to come eventually, but he wasn't great today. I think Collins and Kilman had good moments, but also equally had some really bad moments again, as per usual. It's just trying to find that fine balance. But like I said, we saw Ait-Nouri come on, we saw Matheus Nunes come on, and we saw Adama come on. And I think going forward, that changed things for us a lot. And all three of those involved in the winning goal, which we'll talk about in a second. But yeah, Everton continued to put pressure on us. In front of goal, Wolves just didn't want to threaten Everton, especially in the second half. It seemed like Lopetegui looked like he was pretty satisfied. In my opinion, looked like he was satisfied with a draw. We were sat pretty deep, absorbing a lot of pressure, almost hoping to get them on the counter-attack, which is, to be fair, is how he used to play at Sevilla a little bit, try and get teams on the counter. And I thought at times we looked okay on the counter-attack. He brought Totti Gomez on to almost have a back three and allow the wing-backs to push further forward, which obviously worked in the end. But I think Craig Pawson was a little bit harsh with some of the decisions. I thought, one or two of the bookings came out a little bit too early. I thought Diego Costa's booking was extremely harsh as well. I think he won the ball and we would have been through on goal at that point as well. But yeah, waited, right until the death, right at the end of the game on a counter-attack. Wolves get the ball up to Matheus Nunes. Great ball out wide to Adama Traore, who whips it in. Costa misses it, but Rayan Ait-Nouri bursting forward again. Second goal in 2 games for him. Controls it and fires it past Jordan Pickford in a goal which means so much to Wolverhampton Wanderers. You could see that, like I said earlier, by the reaction on the players' faces and so on. We now, we've gone from, if Everton won that game, we would have been 7 points away from them. We're now just 1 point away from them. A huge win, and hopefully we could take this momentum and continue it on. Look, this squad that we've got now has got some phenomenal individual footballers. I think the issue with Wolves at the moment, it's so unbalanced in terms of system, position and players. We have got some top players, and I think everybody in this team individually is a good quality footballer. It's just up to Lopetegui and the board now to sort of find a balance, bring in other players that are going to help balance it out, or maybe let go players that aren't quite long-term going to fit into Lopetegui's vision that with what he wants to achieve at Wolves. Well, this is definitely a step in the right direction. When you're not playing well and you can still grind out wins and grind out results, that's a good sign for me. But it has finished Everton 1, Wolves 2. Huge win. Ait-Nouri on the score sheet as well, as obviously Daniel Podence in the first half as well. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hopefully you enjoyed your Christmas and continue to enjoy it now across Boxing Day. And I'll see you all very, very soon.